All right. Would someone like to explain what's happening with Pokemon?
All right.
Because
So
I've
here's
got
what's going on.
I've got some details. I've got some bullet points. But the more I try to get my head around the whole thing, the less I actually feel like I know.
All right. All right. All right. So here's what's going on. You ready? So at some point, somehow, someone got like access to Game Freak
Yeah.
and like a terabyte of nonsense
Data got
is
leaked,
just out there now.
including employee personal information, which always makes me think, okay, someone was doing the ransomware gig, right?
Yeah.
Someone
then
was
they
looking
didn't
to
pay.
to steal the data, force them to pay up. If they didn't, then they would release all the information. And this has happened to Capcom. This has happened to a bunch of companies recently.
So the following pieces of information are out there. A bunch of shit where they're like basically like descriptive, like the like transcripts of discussions between staff where they're like, I want this character to look like Jennifer Lopez and have big boobs.
Data.
And people are going, oh my god, that's scandalous. And it's like, how do you fucking think they design characters?
Now this is like data going back from before even the first game came out, right? It's like literally everything across the entire franchise's history.
Right. And then you've got stuff like the Switch 2 code name is in there. And the Switch 2 code name or development name or prototype name or whatever the fuck is ounces.
Interesting.
Which to me says that the Switch 2 is going to be really light. Because it's not measured in pounds, it's measured in ounces.
I mean, the current one is already quite small compared to like the Steam Deck, but
well, what if they made it lighter?
What if they made it lighter?
And then we have like development details about like them talking about where they want to put the camera and how they're going to handle that, you know, all that stuff. But the thing that people are latching onto is what people are characterizing as gooner ass pervert
developer
Pokemon pregnant fucking kidnap fan fiction.
And so it turns out amongst the leaks from Game Freak, there's stories, origin stories and unused stories for Typhlosion, Octillery, Slackoth, and a bunch of these involve like just like weird human Pokemon hybrids, underage kids, and murder and fucking
it's a bunch of dank shit.
Yeah. We might need to put the not like us dots on a couple Pokemon caves.
So the core of this is that these are all pretty much just like, what if we took like the Greek myth of this or this yokai myth where a Kappa stole and just applied it to Pokemon.
So that's yeah. So what I've seen is there's the stories, and then the people freaking out about what's in the stories, and then the summaries therein of, you know, Typhlosion killed a dude and banged an underage girl and gave her a half human, half Pokemon baby and all that. And then what I've seen is the third round of people explaining that what these are folk tales and mythology that are reflecting the creation myths like in the real world, and it's not unlike the Brothers Grimm or other really dark
so what you're seeing is a bunch of creatives like spitball a bunch of bullshit and then go, nah, we're not gonna put that in there, that's weird. And people taking like, I can't fucking believe this. Oh, shut up.
The child-friendly franchise eventually that was landed on, I guess, was there was a time when they were spitballing, making it much darker. And I guess that's why over the years I've heard about these like things where they're like, oh, there actually was a Pokemon god that gave birth to all life, and like every one of those little things that like I heard about later on that were all creation myths and weird deific things. And
Also, there's
the
already
link.
been characters that have like married Pokemon, and they're weird.
The links between
That's
humanity
weird.
and Pokemon and humans being a type or whatever. I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense given that like from the jump there was already this kind of bit like yokai creation myth. Exactly. So is it Arceus is God, right? That's the bit?
Yeah, Arceus is God. We're all descended from Arceus.
Okay. All right. So yeah, like I guess there's Pokemon impregnations and kidnapping lore and bits that
Let's all be
are
real.
there.
We knew this was going on. If you followed the money, you'd know this was already happening.
You followed the money. Yeah. It's so again I just like I'm like it is there definitely are. I remember like these kind of storylines you'd hear about, like again the Grimm fairy tales versions of every like childhood thing, or the Gashly Crumb Tinies, where like the things were to be like, oh, the children did good and they lived happily ever after, or they did bad and they died. And I remember being young and being like, ooh, what the fuck? Ooh, that's dark. People didn't die in the other pop-up books I was reading.
Mm-hmm.
And I do feel that like a lot of the time too as well when you hear about like Japanese creation myths too, they definitely get into,
they get fucking weird.
Yeah, with like long names that get referenced as the final form of your persona.
Careful, there's a demon that'll pull your soul out through your asshole. It's now in Elden Ring. It's called the crazed caca consumer.
The butt eyeball thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they make for some great like Yukio-e style, views of Mount Fuji Hokusai painting style things that look great on woodblock. And I imagine that if ever there were bits of this that were referenced in any way, shape, or form, it would be like in cave drawings on the wall inside of some mysterious ancient place or something, But yeah, that seems to be part of it. And now there's also like terabytes and terabytes of other like things too. So it's like, the more I was looking, like that's one element, but there's like literally just like also leaks about like future plans and I want to say that like at least 2 games source code as well. Like it's
apparently modders are like super excited because Pokemon ROM hacks are about to get like super good.
Yeah. Nah, man. It's the same thing every time with these, which is just like fucking people's passports and addresses are always part of it, and that's fucked up.
I feel like there's like we're living in a dead society that's only crumbling further as instead of people going, I can't believe these people got their personal shit hacked, people are going, I can't believe someone drew what if Typhlosion had sex with a girl on a napkin. It's like,
and now certain and like the 3 in particular of all the Pokemon, Typhlosion, Octillery, and Slackoth are the ones that are taking the most heat. People,
they're in the crosshairs.
Kendrick has to come for Typhlosion.
Yeah, Typhlosion, like all joking aside and all seriousness aside, no one will ever look at Typhlosion the same way again. I literally just scrolled past a fucking screenshot of like 10 Typhlosions standing around a Pokemon trainer like not 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought Reshiram was the beginning of this, and then somewhere in the middle was the Smasher Pass.
Reshiram was not the beginning. Reshiram was the beginning for you.
Well, Smasher Pass, you don't get a say with Typhlosion. Typhlosion will decide whether it wants to, whether the smashing or passing is going to occur. Anyway, yeah, and whatever that what's the crocodile lizard one that like looks all like seductive, the one with the eyes.
I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm like really afraid that you're just describing a regular crocodile looking one, and you're like, look at how seductive they are.
There's
it's
that.
just like a crocodile
There's
googly eye.
there's one that everyone in the Smasher Pass, everyone in the Smasher Pass gets to that one and goes, "Yo, what's with that? What's with those eyes, though?"
Oh yeah, what is with those eyes? What's up with that?
Exactly.
What's going on there?
Oh man. All right.